the quiet between us. I wasn't expecting anything unusual when Adam invited me over. We'd been best friends since 7th grade. Though we went to different colleges now, we still kept in touch. Texts, memes, and the occasional phone call when one of us needed to vent about professors or finals. It was early July. I was back in my hometown for the summer, trying to save money by crashing with my older brother and picking up freelance design work. Adam, meanwhile, lived with his mom in a picture-perfect suburban house that made you want to speak softly and walk barefoot. One evening he texted, "Hey man, stay a few days. Mom says it's cool. Pool's open. Grill ready. Zero drama." I didn't hesitate. Packed a bag the next morning and biked across town. His house was at the end of a quiet cul-de-sac, trimmed hedges lining the sidewalk like sentinels. His parents had split 2 years ago. His dad remarried and moved to Nevada, while his mom, Claire, stayed and kept the house. I hadn't seen her in almost a year. Last time she'd been polite, reserved. Always carried herself with a grace that made you lean in to listen. She wasn't loud or flashy, but there was a softness about her that stayed in your memory. I arrived around noon. Adam greeted me at the door barefoot, sunscreen streaked across his nose. Dude, finally. The backyard was like something out of a lifestyle magazine. Loungers, a shaded deck, wind chimes, and hummingbirds. Claire stepped out with lemonade and a tray of cut fruit, smiling like she'd been expecting me all day. "Dylan," she said with that same calm voice. "Good to see you again." "You too, Mrs. Holston." She laughed gently. "Claire, you're too old to be calling me Mrs. Anything." I gave a polite nod. "Claire." She looked different. Not dramatically, but lighter. Her hair was longer, casually curled. She wore a pale sundress and no visible makeup. Something about her felt freer. That evening we grilled burgers. Claire moved with ease, laughing more than I ever remembered. Adam shared college stories, and we teased each other over who failed algebra worse. But somewhere between second helpings and the scent of citronella candles, I caught Claire watching me. Not in a way that felt inappropriate, just present, like she was listening without hearing a word. Later that night after Adam crashed, I cleaned up and went to the guest room. I couldn't sleep. Not because of the bed or the weather, but because of the way she looked at me, and how I hadn't forgotten the way she used to look even when I was just a kid. About half an hour passed. I was nearly asleep when I heard soft footsteps outside my door. Then silence. Then the door creaked open. Claire stood there, skin damp, wrapped in a towel. "Oh," she said, a little surprised. "Didn't know you were still awake." Sat up. "It's okay. Thought this was the hallway bathroom," she murmured. "Just came in from the pool." He nodded. She lingered. Then finally, "Sleep well, Dylan." She pulled the door closed. I didn't sleep. The next morning I found her in the kitchen, hair up, yoga pants, tank top, pouring coffee. "Morning," she said, smiling like nothing had happened. "Didn't sleep much." Still adjusting to the quiet. We both knew that wasn't it. Later, while Adam and I were out grabbing milkshakes and flipping through vinyl at a dusty record shop, I managed to forget the moment. But when we returned, and I saw her lying by the pool with sunglasses and a book, I remembered. She glanced up, smiled behind her shades. That night, Adam got a text from his dad. "Mind if I go see him tomorrow? My crash there. You can hang here. Mom's cool with it." Claire entered folding laundry. "Everything okay? Dad wants dinner tomorrow. Mind if Dylan stays?" She looked at me. "Of course. He's always welcome." That night, after dinner, Claire opened a bottle of wine. "Up for something to watch?" "I've been binging documentaries." We picked an indie film, slow, quiet, about loss and second chances. We sat apart at first. But over time gravity shifted. Her knee brushed mine. She laughed at my dumb joke. Then she said, "You always had this quietness about you. It's different. Most guys your age are noise. I've never been loud. That's what I like about you." After the movie, she whispered, "If you ever can't sleep, I make a mean cup of tea." Later I found a mug waiting in the kitchen. Lemon slice floating. A note beneath it. In case you can't. I didn't drink it. I didn't sleep. Next morning she was out trimming roses. When I stepped outside she smiled. Sleep okay. Thanks for the tea. Noticed it was still full. Didn't want to read too much into it. What's there to read? That afternoon we sat by the pool. She asked about school, music, dreams. Not small talk. Intentional. Every answer stored away. Later she offered wine again. You don't have to drink. I'll be watching something out back. I joined her. Midway through the show she turned and said, I think I'm forgetting how to pretend. Then don't. She leaned in. The kiss was soft, careful. When we pulled apart she whispered, that didn't feel wrong. No. But it wasn't easy either. She stood. Thank you for not being afraid to see me. Later when she invited me to her room, there were no fast moves. Just closeness. Breath shared. The candlelight flickered as she looked at me, not with seduction but something more raw. Permission. And I met her there. In the morning, she moved through the kitchen as though nothing had changed. But we both knew everything had. Eric should be back in about an hour, she said. You staying for lunch? Not sure. You can. I made pasta. Eric came in full of noise, none the wiser. Claire was flawless, untouchable. But I saw it. The subtle retreat. Later that day, when Eric was showering, I found another note tucked in the couch. Tonight. By the pool. No name. No need.